All right, good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office can prove the charges against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today. That is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've got a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when the next court date shall be. And if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are being recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name, you can step forward. Felicia Ball. Are you guys hearing that?
Hey.
Felicia, what's your date of birth?
11/24/89.
All right, Felicia, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Okay. Public defender.
There you go. I'll appoint the public defender. Judge Merritt set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. I'll send you back to see him on July 16th.
Your Honor, I have court date of July 1st.
July 1st? Okay, this is going to make me bananas. July 1st, Felicia, and the public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Melanie Lee. Morning, Miss Lee. What's your date of birth?
12/14/04.
Miss Lee, you're here on a charge of battery. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Yes.
I'll appoint the PD. Today looks like she has an open battery in front of Judge Bell.
Yes, sir. That is 25mm948.
All right.
I know I tried to get a hold of my old bail bonds, but they have to reset my tablet or something. It won't let me call anyone.
Okay, well, you're going to be easier to get a hold of here in a minute. I'm going to set the bond on this case, Melanie, at $1,000. Job number one when you're out on bond is don't pick up new charges. Certainly don't pick up the same charge again. It appears to me that has happened. So pursuant to Florida Statute 903.047 sub 1, I'm going to revoke your bond in 25mm948. We'll send you both of these cases back to Judge Bell next week on the 19th of June. She can let you out if she wants to, or if you get your cases resolved. Public defender will come see you before you go to court next week, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Adderman. What are Mike, date of birth?
4/21/1987.
Mike, the charge is retail theft. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, Steve.
He has a possession of controlled substance from 2024, possession of paraphernalia 24, possession of controlled substance 2023, possession of paraphernalia 2023, organized fraud 2023, and then out of, looks like, he has a petty theft from 2019, a burglary from 2019, defrauding a pawnbroker from 2014, and dealing in stolen property from 2014.
All right. Mike, are you staying any place regular, living outdoors? What's going on?
Homeless, live in a tent.
Okay.
I have a dog.
Okay, you working at all?
I was, but
What
it's
kind
hard
of
to keep a job.
what kind of work were you doing?
Landscaping, installing doors and windows.
Set your bond at $500. I'll have you back July 2nd. If you get out, go see the PD. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kyle Philyaw. Morning, Kyle. What's your date of birth?
10/6/95.
Kyle, you're here on an aggravated battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. Hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Your Honor, he has an open case out of Bay County. It's a no valid deal and a no motor vehicle registration. Other than that, the only thing he has is a withhold on resisting without violence from 2014.
Kyle, the address I have for you is Beasley Road in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
No, I currently am homeless now.
Okay. Are you working at all?
I was working with my friend at a construction company.
All right, we're going to set your bond at $5,000. Condition of the bond is that while the charge is pending, you'll have no contact with Amber Bus. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. Don't contact her through social media. Don't have a third person contact her. Don't go where she lives. Don't go where she works. You don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine.
What do I do if we live at the same place?
You told me you were homeless.
Yes, but so basically what I'm saying is I'm about to be homeless
Yes,
now.
you are. I agree.
Yes,
So it won't be a
because we
problem.
live at the same address.
No, you don't. You don't live there anymore.
Okay.
And if you'll shut
That's what I
up and let
figured.
me finish, then you'll find that out. Can you be
Okay.
quiet for another minute and a half?
Yes, sir.
That'd be awesome. If you have contact and I find out about it, your bond will be revoked. You'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charge against you. That's not a decision she gets to make. She may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charge, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your attorney tell you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped, and you should not have contact. In addition, I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock this afternoon so that if she wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'll know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact, because in that case, not only would you get your bond revoked here, but you'd get new charges for violating the injunction. As far as the home that you were sharing, you cannot stay there anymore, but you can go by one time to collect your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you might need for wherever you plan to go. To do that, however, you must contact the Hernando County Sheriff's Office first. They'll arrange a time for a deputy to meet you there so you can pick up your things and get going where you're going. I'm going to have you back in court on the 16th of July. If you're able to bond out, it's very important that you go see the public defender right away, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Benjamin Gavish. Morning, Benjamin. Date of birth?
10/11/86.
Benjamin, this is a probable cause arrest for a violation of probation. There is probable cause for the VOP. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Private counsel, sir.
Very good. And state where you want me to send this. It's open in front of Toner, and this is the merit case.
Yes, Your Honor. I have a court date of July 1st at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Merritt.
July 1st.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, so Benjamin, the bond on the VOP is no bond. I can't change that. I'm going to change the date to the 1st of July. So this case will be back in front of Judge Toner on July 1st, and the public, or your private counsel needs to know about that date, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Gage Jackson. Morning, Gage. What's your date of birth?
02/05/92.
Gage, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Bell. She thinks you failed to appear in court last year on a charge of battery. As to that charge, you're planning to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Represent myself.
Very good. State any history?
Yes, sir. In Florida, there's the open battery. In this case, from Washington, he has a conviction for domestic violence from 2017. again in Washington, ignition interlock device violation from 2018, an assault from 2018, and a DUI from 2018.
Okay, I got an address for you on, looks like Clayman Drive in Homosassa. Is that where you live?
No.
Where do you live now?
Virginia.
Where in Virginia?
Smithfield.
Do you have an address in Smithfield?
Not on the top of my head.
Okay. Since I don't know where you live or where you might go, I'm going to hold you without bond. I'm going to have you back in court on the 2nd of July. We'll see you then. Goodbye. Sit down. Luis Martinez Gonzalez. Is there an offer on this, Josh?
We can do the time, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
What is your date of birth?
¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
El 31 de marzo de 1997.
March 31st, 1997.
You have a charge today of operating a vehicle without a valid license.
Hoy está aquí con un cargo de conducir sin licencia válida.
Sí.
Yes.
If you would like to resolve your case today, you can plead no contest.
Si quisiera resolver hoy el caso, puede declararse no me opongo.
If you do that, I would adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to 1 day in the county jail, which you've already served.
Si quisiera hacer eso, entonces lo voy a adjudicar culpable y imponerle de condena un día en la cárcel y ya usted ha cumplido ese día.
And then this case would be over and you'd be free to go wherever you need to go next.
Entonces ya este caso se acaba y usted está libre para ir donde tenga que ir.
Would you like to resolve your case that way this morning?
¿Quisiera resolver de esa manera el caso hoy?
Disculpe, no escuché bien cómo dijo que quería resolver el caso.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear exactly how the case would be resolved.
You would plead no contest.
Se declara no me opongo,
I would adjudicate you guilty.
lo voy a adjudicar culpable,
I would sentence you to 1 day in the county jail, which you have already done.
le impongo de condena un día en la cárcel y ya usted ha cumplido ese día.
And that would be the resolution to this case.
Y así es como se resuelve este caso.
Está bien.
That's fine.
You understand, by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront witnesses against you, and the right to have a lawyer.
Usted entiende que al declararse hoy va a renunciar al derecho de proceder con un juicio con jurado y de contrainterrogar los testigos en su contra y el derecho de tener presente un abogado. ¿Entiende eso?
Sí.
Yes.
As to the charge that you drove without a valid license, how do you wish to plead? You may plead no contest.
Al cargo de conducir sin licencia válida, como quisiera declararse, se puede declarar no me opongo.
No me opongo.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find that it was freely and voluntarily made.
Acepto esa declaración, hallo que lo he hecho libremente y voluntariamente.
I'll adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to 1 day in the county jail with credit for 1 day served.
Lo voy a adjudicar culpable y ponerle una condena de un día en la cárcel y crédito por el día que ya ha cumplido.
There's a fine and court cost of $450 and $50 for the day in jail.
Hay costos y multa total de $450 más $50 por el día que estuvo en la cárcel.
But that takes care of your case.
Pero eso ya resuelve su caso.
If there's nothing else holding you in the jail, you'll be released today.
Si no hay más nada que lo tenga detenido en la cárcel, saldrá hoy libre.
Ok.
Okay.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thanks, Aaron Reese. Morning, Aaron, date of birth.
4/22/79.
Aaron, the charge is possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself, hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point to PD, state any history.
Yes, Your Honor, he has a petty theft from 2024, trespass 2023, petty theft 2023, violation of the AV injunction 2022, possession of marijuana, 2019, possession of paraphernalia, 2019, trespass.
You're good, you're good.
Yes, sir.
Aaron, you staying any place regular or living outdoors? What's going on?
I'm working, living outdoors, but I'm requesting an ROR today so I can get back to work. My son, Pasco County, tree work.
Judge, can he resolve it for maybe adjudication and time served?
You do time, sir.
All right. You want to take time served, Aaron? We'll get it over with. I'll send
Yes,
you to the
yes,
1 day.
yes, time served, sir, that's fine.
All right. You understand by entering a plea, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, right to remain silent, right to have a lawyer, but you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
As to the charge that you possess paraphernalia, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest, sir.
Accept that plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty. 1 day in the county jail, credit 1 day served. Fine and court cost is $575, $50 for the day in jail. But that takes care of it, Aaron. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you'll be out today.
Yes, sir, thank you, sir.
You bet. Good luck. Dontre Webster.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Webster, what's your date of birth?
11/20/1997.
All right, Mr. Webster, we got 1 count of registration reporting requirement violation. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'm not sure until I speak with my mom, but I think they'll get a private counsel.
Okay. And state any history.
Yes, Your Honor, he has a grand theft conviction from 2015, a sexual battery conviction from 2015. State request a GPS monitor.
Nothing since 2015, though?
Yes, sir.
And Dontre, I got an address for you on Arizona Street. Is that where you're living?
Yes, sir. I'm currently living there, and I just got hired at Olive Garden, and I
Okay.
start next week.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $2,000. Because of your status, I have to order GPS monitoring. We'll have you back in court on the 16th of July. If you're not able to get private counsel, make sure you come into the PD's office and fill out an application for them, okay?
Until then, can we just assign a
Sure can.
PD for now, just
Yep.
to be safe?
Just to be safe. That's a good plan. All right. So you're back on July 16th, Dontre.
Yes, sir. Thank
Very
you.
good. Thank you. All right. And Alan Rhodes. Morning, Mr. Rhodes, date of birth?
2/16/94.
All right. Alan, I have 4 warrants. They're all signed by Judge Barbie. The first one, he found probable cause for a dealing in stolen property and a defrauding a pawnbroker. The second one is the same 2 charges. The third one is a dealing, a defrauding, and a petty theft. And the fourth one is a dealing and a defrauding again. So there's probable cause for all those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel, would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, state.
Yes, Your Honor. He has a conviction from Citrus County on a false owner of info to a pawned item from 2025. He has this open case out of Hillsborough County. And then he also has a withhold on resisting with violence from 2015.
And Mr. Rhodes, I have an address for you on Pennsylvania Avenue in Crystal River. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
Probably about 20 years in total.
Are you working at all?
I was working, but I was incarcerated about 50 days ago. I just got from Hillsborough yesterday.
Okay.
I still have a job when I get out though. Yes.
Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so on there's 1, 2, sort of get everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 felony charges. I'm going to set the bond on those at $2,000 each. There's the 1 misdemeanor, which I'll leave at $500. So that's going to be a total of $16,500 all the way around. And then all of these cases are coming back on the 16th of July. So if you get out, you should go see the public defender as quick as you can, okay?
Your Honor, could we get that June 26th date at 1:30?
June 26th?
Yes, sir.
That'll be June 26th, Mr. Rhodes. Everything's coming back June 26th.
Okay, yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks, Gerald.
Thanks, Aaron.
You too.